Yo, what's good everybody? Drewski here. And recently Monster Hunter Outlanders has been in the spotlight, but not really for the best of reasons. So Monster Hunter Outlanders has had their second, what is it called? Their second beta test. So a lot more people have had the chance to go ahead and try the game and see what it's all about for themselves. And that of course has attracted a lot of attention toward it. And yeah, people have opinions. And I was honestly kind of surprised to see a lot of negativity toward this game. But at the same time, I kind of expected it to go down this way. But I really wanted to see what people's main issue was with this game. So I did a little snooping around and a little investigation work to try to find different reasons as to what exactly people were not happy about. And the conclusion that I came to was that people don't like the fact that it's a gacha. Now, when it was first revealed that Outlanders was going to be a mobile game, I was 99.9% sure that it was going to have gacha-like mechanics. So that kind of tempered my expectations. But despite that, I think people still had a lot of high hopes for this game. And for those who don't know, gacha games are pretty much just a term used for certain mobile games that use a like randomized loot box mechanic or use gambling mechanics in order to either get a character or get resources or something like that. It's those games where you need to either use real money or the in-game currency to pull or summon a rare character, items, or equipment to progress. So essentially games like Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone, stuff like that, even Raid Shadow Legends, I guess. And that's where the problem lies. People don't like engaging with that mechanic, and I don't blame them. I mean, you essentially have to rely on luck in order for you to get what you want. And yeah, of course, different games have different safeguard measures in order for you to eventually get the thing that you want. But it's still kind of hard to deny that type of mechanic can be and is predatory. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do like me a good gacha game. I'm already kind of an addict. But I'm also not gonna sit here and glaze these types of games and their practices. You know, the fact that these games are made usually in a way to encourage gambling, it preys on people that are already weak to that. And for those that can resist it or can control themselves, it just makes the game so much harder to progress in or to excel in. And there's also the argument that people have that gacha games aren't really games, they're more like time wasters. So there's a lot of different reasons why people dislike gacha games in general. Gambling and microtransactions are the main reason people stay away from these types of games. But is that the only reason why people aren't excited for Monster Hunter Outlanders? Well, no, but it is a really big reason why most people will not give it a chance. But anyways, so I did spend a good amount of time on this game. I've put in maybe about 3 to 4 hours on this. And I'll be honest, I think I got what I wanted out of it. And I think I've played enough to satisfy my curiosity. At least until the actual game drops. Guess I'll briefly mention my thoughts about the game. I'll be honest, if you've played Genshin, if you played Wuthering Waves, any game like that, you pretty much have a main idea of what type of game this is. This is exactly what those games are. And I'll be honest, that does nothing for me. So in some aspects, it is kind of like Genshin Impact, but with like a Monster Hunter skin on top of it. But you know, there's a little bit more to it. The character customization was pretty cool. It was actually a lot more in-depth than I thought it was going to be. And the gameplay was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's like a weird mix of Rise and Wilds is probably the best comparison that I could make. It feels like a mixture between the both. You're kind of doing... They set you up with the longsword at the beginning. You're kind of doing flips and tricks and crazy finisher moves and stuff like that. But it doesn't feel bad. It's pretty fun, you know. Oh yeah, by the way, I hope you like world monsters because that's all there is so far that I've seen. It's just world monsters. It's literally like I'm playing world, like base. It kind of felt like I was going through base world again, which I wasn't really a big fan of because I really don't like that starting roster. But yeah, so the main thing that I was wondering about was the gacha elements. So I had to go ahead and investigate that. So it does look like there's different types of banners. And just like I thought, the characters are part of the banners. It's interesting that the palicos and the little monkey guys that you get are also part of the banners. So kind of like Zenless, where you could have a gacha banner for the characters as well as the like support, the little support guys, the little robot guys. I don't know, I forgot what they're called. But anyway, surprisingly, there was no gacha for the weapons. I was sure that there was going to be a gacha banner for the weapons as well, but it looks like you can still craft the weapons and give them to the characters that you want. And depending on what elemental type the character is, they get boosted by the element of the weapons and stuff like that. But the gacha itself, it didn't seem that predatory to me. It does have a pity system. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was looking like. I'll probably just have the video. I'll probably have like the recording up in the background that shows it off. And there are two types of currencies that I remember. There's like a red one. There's like a red invitation type currency that is for like the special banners. The I don't know if they're limited or they're highlighted, but it's like a specific banner that takes only that type of currency. And then there's like the regular currency for the normal banners and the little support guys and stuff like that. So kind of like Genshin, I guess, when there's like those two, there's like a premium currency and then there's like the regular. Unfortunately, no way to tell how bad the conversion is from actual money to the in-game currency, because that stuff's not available yet. That's what I was really curious about, because there's some egregious cases I know in gachas, but then there's some gachas that aren't as bad. So that was what I was really curious about. But unfortunately, like I said, since it's the beta, you know, there's really no way for you to spend money on this game yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to try the multiplayer because I didn't feel like grinding out the game anymore. And I kind of just want to wait for the full game to drop. I also really didn't enjoy playing on my phone that much. I have like giant gorilla hands. So playing on my little Android phone and trying to do all like the combos and stuff was like borderline impossible. So hopefully, you know, when the game drops, they'll have like a PC port or something like that. I think that would really help out. I think that's like another reason why a lot of people aren't too excited about it right now, because it's kind of, yeah, mobile gaming for this type of stuff is like, I genuinely don't know how people do it, because it turns your phone into like a nuclear bomb, dude. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that was just kind of my quick thoughts and opinions about this whole situation and the game in general so far. But yeah, all things considering, I think it's worth giving it a try. It's free to play. If you like Monster Hunter, if you like gacha games, there's something there for you. And I'll definitely give it another go once it becomes available. So yeah, let me know if you've gotten a chance to play it, or you're thinking about it, you're interested, or tell me why you don't want to play it. I don't know. But anyways, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch you later.